how do you think Brady was treated by the NFL? If it's different, if it's another name, is he treated differently? Now, from a Players Association perspective here, obviously.
Well, I could tell you from the Players Association perspective as well as my own personal, opinion. And I was in the judges' chambers there, and I think all along that it was unfair and it was unjust and it was arbitrary, and they made a decision early on, and they didn't necessarily follow the collective information. They were trying to justify their decision. They didn't understand what actually happened. But it's interesting because my son did his science project this year, Dan, on PSIs, and he wanted to see what happened to the PSIs. And so at 0 degrees, a ball went from 12.5 down to 9.5 in 30 minutes. And at 100 degrees, it went from 12.5 up to 15.5. So there's huge fluctuations in the ball depending on, what the temperature is.
Can you have your son mail his project here, and I put it up in the man cave?
I will for sure do that when he's finished. Now the pressure's on. Now he's got to do a really good job of the whole presentation. Because, boys, when my girls do their projects, they're beautiful and they're ornate. When my son does his project, it's sloppy and he just throws it on there. So I'm going to tell him he's got to do a really good one now.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about how could this have been handled differently where it's a $25,000 fine, or that we didn't get dragged through this for a couple of years?
Well, they could have handled it a number of different ways. They could have called the Patriots before the AFC Championship game and said, hey, here's what's going on. This is what we hear. Make sure that nothing is going on. And it ended. It never becomes anything. They could have just handled it internally and fined them and said, this is what the fine is in the CBA for this infraction, and it's over with, and it doesn't become a big thing. But because of the way they did it, the cloak and dagger, I think there was people who wanted to catch the Patriots. I think that's what it comes down to.
Other owners?
There was people. I don't know if there's owners or I was probably, I'd probably say it's probably other owners as well as people within the league office that, felt like they have always flirted with the rules and they wanted to catch him.
Yeah, I got the feeling that it almost was like Robert Kraft says, look, you can do this to us as an organization and then we'll move on. And then the owners caught wind of it and said, wait. And then that's when the investigation started. Whether that's true or not, that was always the feeling I got. Because why would Robert Kraft volunteer that unless he knew what the answer was going to be with the commissioner?
Well, and to me, the whole thing, and the fact that we're talking about it instead of talking about, how great he's played all year, it's just asinine. You go back and you tell quarterbacks for 10 years you can do anything you want to the footballs. And so they do.
Yeah.
They do mud baths. They take sandpaper. They do all kinds of stuff all week to prepare those balls exactly the way they want them. And then to one day say, we're going to come in and we're going to hold you accountable for preparing the balls the way that you want them.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.